Hey, it's us again. It's us. It's Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John. And we're in New
That-
York, upstate New
I
York.
was going to do a quiz.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, it's too late now. Cat's out of the bag, running all around the room.
Because we're at the Catskills?
No, we're in Stamford, New York. Oh, ha, that's funny. But anyway, I love you.
I love you.
So we are here. I'm slurping. That was really attractive. But we're here in beautiful Stamford, New York. And the drive here, we've just had a great couple of days because we're doing the 50-state tour. So where have we been?
We have been to Indiana. We kicked off in Indiana.
Well, we live in Indiana.
Yes. And then went to Tennessee, then went to Georgia. We are now in Pennsylvania. We went through Ohio, but we didn't really make a stop there.
We're now in New York. We're in New
And
York.
now we're in New York. So those have been our stops.
But the last couple of days, we were in
Philadelphia and Pittsburgh.
Right. And we went to Valley Forge.
That was so amazing.
Beautiful, so amazing.
I thought that was magical there. I could kind of feel this is where all the troops were, and this was General Washington's headquarters. Wow.
Right, and the banister, where a lot of the furniture, I think, is they said a lot of the furniture is reproductions, but obviously the house is the same, the quarters are the same. But in this very small building, there were 30 people. 30 people were living in this very small building. And hey, Susie. Oh, I should have turned it on. Yeah, whoops.
The best host ever.
Yep. And
Susie Schneider.
She
even
top of her
sounds
head. Wait, you're going to see the top
famous.
of her head.
There she is, Susie.
We
Susie Schneider. She should have a column at how to host dinner parties because she's so good at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm in awe.
We had a beautiful meal last night.
Beautiful.
So we drove. Where was I? Oh gosh.
Well, we were Pittsburgh for the SteelCon. That was wonderful. And Steel City Con.
Oh, that was fun. If anybody's watching this who was there, thank you. It was a great. It was wonderful. Oh, check out this picture of this little Super Jackson, Superman. This little fellow was there, and Dee Dee saw him about tripping over his cape. His cape was
dragging
the floor, and she went up to the little fella, Jackson's parents, and said, "Can he come over and say hi to John? Would love to see him." So put him up on the table and did a little flight. A little flight with Jackson. It was really great. But we went from there to, that's when we went to Valley Forge that day. And then later we went to Philadelphia.
Philadelphia free.
And I almost ran over people because she was videoing me trying to sing to Elton John, Sir Elton John, pardon me. But we went there. It was great. And we spent some time at the Continental what is it? The
Independence Hall.
Independence Hall, pardon me. Where it all began. It was so amazing that this was a room. Whoop! It's not an earthquake. It's not an earthquake. We're on the porch. We're on the porch. This was a room where it all started. We were in the room where Thomas Jefferson wrote the first draft of the Constitution. Let's see. I think I have a picture of that on that table right there. We were also in the. Was that where the first Supreme Court met?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we were there, and we learned so much. Dee Dee's a history, not just a history buff. She has a history degree. And I think every time, if you think, oh, I've read the books and I know about it, you go into these places.
You got to be there.
Yeah, you breathe the air in the rooms where all of this actually happened. It's different.
I mean, I almost teared up. I couldn't help it. And also with Washington's headquarters, and then because, it was so terrible for the troops there, but they did it. I mean, we're a country because those troops, led by Washington, were able to get through that terrible weather. I mean, and then that is how. Well, in fact, they were talking about how George Washington was in a room, and everybody, it seemed like everyone wanted him to be the president. And John Adams started the process, and then he ran out of the room. That's what the docent told us. He didn't want to be there when they were talking about him, and that's normal.
He didn't want to hear it.
That a lot of times when you have elections with clubs and so forth, but this was way more important, people are out of the room. So people can't have the discussion, but it sounds like he won that easily, and I don't think there was even any
hands down
other names.
There was no opposition.
I don't know. I don't think there was, but it doesn't matter because guess what? He was our first president.
Yep. He was wonderful. But also, I'll tell you what when you are there and you learn about the process, uh, like we learned that when people stand trial, they actually stand trial. There's this little, looks kind of like a
cage.
yeah, like a rib high cage that you can't sit down in. So you're in the middle, and there's jury on either side, and pardon me, bubbly water. There's the table in the front, in front of the judge, where all the lawyers sit.
Oh, but that's the crazy
and you're on
thing.
display,
You know, like
standing trial.
Yeah. So in movies, or if you've been to trial, you know, you have one party, then the other party. But the way they did it back then was one round table, and all the attorneys were sitting there together. So I thought that was fascinating.
That must have been fun. So the reason I bring it up is when you hear how it is supposed to work, and the elegance and the protocol of how it's supposed to work. Only then do you realize what a violation of not only our process, but also of our Constitution. What a lot of things that are happening today that people are saying are constitutional absolutely are not. And you don't really realize that until you are in these rooms learning about what the process really is supposed to be.
And something you don't think about, even though you know it's true. Well, when the British were here, they were taking all our money and all our stuff. Not cool, because it's our stuff. It was our stuff, and people didn't like that. However, with the Articles of Confederation, there was no money. There was no taxes. So that had to be addressed. And it was addressed later. And then the Declaration of Independence, they talked about how they went back and forth, back and forth. But for the most part, you know, it stayed sound and the same, especially the first part.
So the money that was gathered here, the taxes that were gathered here, they were gathered here presumably so that here could be a better place wherever you were. You know, the tax money, the this was all supposed to go to the area where it was kind of like Children's Miracle Network. You know, one of the great things about Children's Miracle Network is all the money that's raised stays in the area where it's raised to help the children in the area where it's raised.
Now, I'm not going to get into this too much because there's a lot to it, but the first bank, that was Hamilton, you know, and of course he was the first treasurer. So he wanted it centralized.
And that's there too.
He wanted it, that's right. He wanted it centralized, but the big bugaboo and the big fight was no. We wanted to, the farmers, they wanted to all go to their areas. So in the end, the system, it's not perfect, but it's the best system in the world.
Well, absolutely. But where
a little bit of both.
Where the rubber met the road was that the British were taking that money and sending it back home, or giving it to the officers who were there to keep the peace, or they were there to protect people. They were taking exorbitant amounts of our or their tax dollars and putting it toward things that had nothing to do with the welfare of the people. Does that sound familiar to you? You know, when they say that those who ignore history are destined to repeat it, which is why revisionist history is so bad, but it's possible. It's possible because people don't know their history. So if you don't know their history, or you don't know your history, and someone says, this is Baccarat crystal, you may just think this is Baccarat crystal. And if a generation thinks that this aluminum can is Baccarat crystal, then the generation after that is not going to question it. So you must learn your history. You must do this so that you can watch what's happening in the world, especially what's happening right now in the world. What happened for the last, not the last 2 years, the last 200 days out there, 205 or so days, I think have been pretty spectacular. But, you know, when conservatives gripe about the four years of Biden, and we gripe about what was going on, the beginnings of when the Obama administration was going on, when Clinton was doing some things, and people were saying, well, you know, what he does in the privacy of it, you know, that's well, no, there is a protocol, and there's an elegance of government and an elegance of those who have our faith to govern us, you know, with our permission. There's an elegance that's supposed to be about them. There's a spirit of that office. And I know somebody just said, yeah, well, Donald Trump is swearing on, well, but Donald Trump, I think, has I'm from New York. He has a very odd elegance. Don't you think? Am I boring you? Or are you looking up something?
No, I'm looking up a couple dates. That's all.
Okay.
The Declaration of Independence and the Articles of Confederation, and I'm a geek. I love all the history, but I'll stop in a moment.
Okay. You have anything to say about what I was just saying?
I think Donald Trump's wonderful. And I also love the fact that Donald Trump isn't wanting to put statues back up. Look, I'm sorry if you're offended by some statues, but I mean, it is our history. And you learn from it. And if you don't know the history, like John's saying, you can repeat it. If you're repulsed by it or if you love it, like basically Confederate statues. But they were talking about how they were trying to take
down George Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln.
And TR. They did take down Theodore Roosevelt.
Yeah, so these aren't Confederate. They went after everything.
They went after everything.
And because people didn't know their history, they didn't realize what a terrible thing that was.
Honey?
Yes.
I'm so sorry because I want to get it right. Since I have a degree in history, I've got to get it right. The Declaration of Independence was written and adopted before the Articles of Confederation. And again, it was a tax situation, Articles of Confederation. Then we got our Constitution. So that was the order of the documents.
And it was written in that building. That's what Jefferson. Well, Jefferson, did he write the
Declaration of Independence?
Yeah, but he also wrote the Constitution.
No, that was more Madison.
But they had him. He wrote the first draft, though. Remember, they said he was at this table. Was that the Declaration of Independence? See, we just learned it a couple days ago, yesterday.
Yeah. But Jefferson
it's tricky.
It is tricky, but Jefferson is definitely known for the Declaration of Independence, and James Madison, a very short president, but mighty, small but mighty, 5'4". He was like...
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And George Washington was one of the tallest. And I
6'3".
think, not that it matters, but I think he was quite handsome, and I think John looks like George Washington. I do. When you were in the room, I thought, wow, you look like George Washington.
I did feel like I was at home.
And he did talk about how he went and where he sat and what was going on. So it was really amazing. So please know your history. Know it well. We're still
study
learning.
it because obviously I'm mixing up some of it. And I was just in the room where the Declaration of Independence was written.
And
remember, they said he got upset because somebody came in and changed it. No, I'm pretty sure that's the Constitution. Somebody came in and wanted to rewrite a bunch of it, and Jefferson was livid. Don't rewrite my work. And Benjamin Franklin said, look, no matter what you write, someone is always going to rewrite it. Just calm down.
The only thing I know for sure, that's the order of the documents, and Jefferson pretty much basically gets the credit for the lion's share of the Declaration of Independence, but James Madison was the Constitution guy.
Father of?
Yes.
Right.
And Articles of Confederation, which was not perfect by any stretch. It had to be redone. So that was the second document. Anyway, that's enough of documents. But go to Philadelphia, and then, and then we're in New York now. There's so much history of New York as well.
This is what New York looks like, by the way. This is what a lot of New York. I will say this is what most of New York looks like. Mm-hmm. People think New York is one long sidewalk from Broadway to Buffalo. It's not. So we're here doing the happy birthday. What's the word? Sesquicentennial?
That's right.
Sesquicentennial. 250th birthday of this glorious country of ours. And why am I wearing a Western shirt and my cowboy hat in the state of New York? Well, I'm so glad you asked.
Why are you wearing a cowboy shirt and a cowboy hat?
Well,
Western.
Because right down the road from where we are sitting lived a gentleman named Ned Buntline. And he was famous for writing the Penny Dreadfuls, which were novelettes, I believe you call them, about the great and wild, wild West, the new frontier. Much of what you have heard, much of what I have heard, much about hats and shirts and guns and fast draws and twirling guns and gunfights was created, embellished upon by Ned Buntline, who lived in Stamford, New York. And one of his best friends was Buffalo Bill. So, the very first test of Buffalo Bill's Wild West show was done, and we're talking about Annie Oakley and Frank Butler and Sitting Bull. Where was that done? down the road in New York State. So when we do our 50 state tour, we're going to do 10 5-part documentaries, 5 states apiece. We're going to take you to that. You're going to see the fairgrounds are kind of all grown over now, but you're going to see we're going to be standing and breathing the air. I think that's important. From the place where Buffalo Bill's Wild West show got its start. And I think that's pretty great. Look up Ned Buntline, and I think you'll enjoy the stories that he told. Kind of a predecessor to one of Paul's favorite authors was Louis L'Amour. So that's why I'm wearing my cowboy hat, because we are kind of right here in the birthplace of the myth of the Wild Wild West. I'm a little hot now. I'm going to take that off.
And birthplace of so many things, and we're starting something new.
What's that?
Well, John took off his hat, and I always wear a hat. And, and everyone's so sweet, saying...
Not everyone, and those of you who are not...
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, why do you... and then everybody says, because she wants to. I wear a hat every day. I like hats.
She likes hats. I like hats.
And I have so many. And a lot of people say, how many do you have? I have no idea, but I've got a lot. So
I don't like saying, how many hairs on a cat?
So what I wanted to do was start giving away hats to all of you. But
wait a minute, giving away hats to all of them?
Well, no, to all of you may be able to be given a hat, and here's how it's going to work. So here's the first hat. I think it's a really pretty cute summery straw hat.
You talk about it, I will display it.
And it has flamingos on it and some greenery as well, and it's just so cute. And I love this hat. I will give away hats that maybe I'm kind of done with, but hats that I love as well. They'll all be nice. So I love this for the first hat, and this is how to work. If you're able to answer the question, whether it be live or whether it be later, whoever
answers it first
will get the hat.
How's it look?
A
little small?
A little small. It's for a lady.
Or is my head too big?
Yes, for that hat. Or the hat's too small. You look really beautiful in your cowboy hat.
Not so much in this one.
So whether it's on Facebook or it's a DM or whoever comes up with the answer first wins the hat.
And if it's a guy comes up with the answer to the hat,
you can wear it like John was,
or you can give it to your lady friend. Oh, I'm actually glad I'm putting this on. So I wear a 7, a little bit bigger than a 7 3/8. So just know that I would, if you went and bought a small, medium, large.
Do you want people to buy your hat?
No. I'm just so that you'll know what size this is, because you have a rather large head, but it's not as big as my head.
Thank you very much.
So I would say that in the world of small, medium, large, this is a medium. I would wear a large or an extra large. Okay, so this is probably in the world of it's probably a 7.
But hats, you have to try them on. You just do.
Maybe a 6 and a 6.
And I love the old vintage hats, but a lot of times, for some reason, I just think people were smaller then or something, because a lot of times I'll put it on, I'm like, this hat is way too small for me.
Oh, and like this one.
Well, yeah, there's that hat that I'm giving to our wonderful hostess, Susie Schneider. It looks so pretty on her. But I love this little hat. And John thinks it looks like Lois Lane. Not on you, but it looks so beautiful on Susie. And it has little pearls in it, and it's in really great shape.
Yeah, but that's not the one you're giving.
No, I'm giving away.
It does look like Lois Lane on the black and white TV show Superman.
So it looks like. So it's just a gorgeous hat,
or June Cleaver maybe.
But it's good to give things away. It's good to share.
So what's the question?
The question is, don't answer it. What was the first state admitted to the Union? That's the question.
What was the first state admitted to the Union?
Now, people will find it.
Okay.
They'll figure it out. And you want to look it up. That's how you learn history. That's how it's like, oh my gosh.
If you know it, then bam. You've already answered it.
Put it up there if you're listening live. I mean, put it up there. Or if no one gets it, which I think they will. But if they don't, just put it on our Facebook. Oh, that's the answer. So
right. So
looking forward to sending.
Oh no, we're not live. Somebody just texted, and I thought, oh, we live? Somebody's already answered.
We're not live.
So
but
one day we should do this live just for fun, just one time.
Well, we could.
Yeah, I think we could.
But whenever it's on YouTube or, the other places where you can see it, people do give comments live.
Hats go this
while
way.
it's playing.
Hats go up.
That's
by the way.
true. John's big about that. He's right.
Well, you put a hat down like this because you see that little bend to the hat. You see that bend. Now the Lois Lane hat is flat, so that's okay. But you don't want to put a hat like this down like that because it takes the bend out. So, and people work hard to get.
And this one
to
you
get
have the
that
little
bend
string
just
if you
right.
want it. So you can do it like this.
Now you're just teasing because you're not giving that hat.
I know I'm not. I'm giving it to Susie, but there will be other hats. But see, it's so cute this way.
Hello, Bob.
But we're doing the fun summary.
We're doing our podcast. That's my brother, the mayor. I don't know if they can see you, and I think they can. He just went swimming. Swims every day. I'm so jealous. He swims every day in a beautiful pool here in Stamford, New York. And he's the one that I didn't know anything that I knew about Ned Buntline. I knew about the pen. You did it again.
Oh, you're right. It's a white hat too. Have to be
I knew about that's right. You have to be careful so it doesn't get dirty. He's the one that told me about Ned Buntline and Buffalo Bill. So it's pretty great. We're going to go there later today. We're also going to go up on the mountain where it looks out over the beautiful, beautiful valley here. And I want to share what New York is, because so many people have this picture of what New York is not, right?
That's true. New York State is a gigantic state.
Ginormous.
It is. It's so big. California is obviously big as well. And Texas. Well, in Florida.
Pennsylvania, big, long.
It is. It is. It took us a long time
long state
to get across the state. But boy, was it worth it. We've had the best time.
She's worth it.
We also put pennies on Benjamin Franklin's grave.
Now, why did we do that again?
A penny saved, a penny earned.
And
it's supposed to be good luck. It's supposed to be good luck. So we did that. We put 3 pennies, and John even twirled it around a little bit.
I spun a penny.
Yeah, he spun a penny.
I did. That's going to be part of our of the documentary on Pennsylvania.
But we're so looking forward to visiting all 50 states for this reason. And John will sing in every state. John is a singer. He's got 29 albums and 5 number ones and the top charting Elvis hit of all time.
It's now or never. Anyhow.
But we really want to celebrate our country, and that's how we're going to do it. And music is such a big part of that.
Yep. So we're going to sing Happy Birthday to America. We're going to find not every state. We're not going to do this in every state, but every state has a state song. So I'm going to learn the state song and sing that in a couple of them. It's going to be different. Otherwise, it's going to be five things that are very similar with just different information. So, and then 10 of those. So we're going to make this.
What's the schedule? We don't know.
We don't know.
Do it our way. This is kind of like, we did this.
Making our dreams come true.
Gonna do Laverne and Shirley.
Our way, yes, our way.
Making our dreams come true for me and you. But you always think that's love is all.
Well, because when I did I did the.
Something. I'm sorry.
I did
a
thing with we did a medley. When I first met Marie Osmond, we did a medley, and it went from "I'm making our dreams come true for me," and "Love is all around, no need to fake it. You can have the town." Yeah. So those songs are always. I think they're written by the same person.
And what I love is at the end, Maren Teller Moore throws a hat in the air.
Throws a hat in the air.
I love it, and I'm just excited to give hats away every week. I'm happy to share my love for hats with you all.
Let me get this here. Let me see.
People, when I wear that hat, people love it. It's really pretty. So green and
well, you can pull off those hats. It's and I do. Not everybody can pull off those historic hats.
Oh, I love them.
Like I love to wear a fedora. So I actually when I did Grand Hotel, I wore a fedora. I love wearing a fedora, and not everybody can. Now I don't think when I had my long hair. Having hair stick out from under a fedora looks a little. It looks a little bad, but so I just wanted to show you this. This is what you get when you just when you go to Independence Hall.
We had a very nice ranger give us that.
They'll give you this, and it has in it a wonderful little map, so you can figure out. Get off of me, Ant! Hey, Ant! What was that? The ant and the aardvark. Hey, ant. So they give you this, and you do basically a self-guided walking tour. It's free. Did we have to pay for anything there?
We had to pay for
the graveyard.
Maybe like a couple of dollars or something. And then if you wanted to pay an extra dollar, oh no, through graveyard was $5. And if you want one more dollar, you could have the map of the grave. So we did that.
Right. So we did that.
To support them, basically.
Absolutely. That's Christchurch Cemetery. And in there is the oldest known headstone, which I think is pretty great. It's really wonderful. Walking around there, I know we've talked about that. We're not doing a documentary just on Philadelphia, but we were just there. So it's really great. What else is going on?
5 states at a time. So again, I love our friends and the fans, and they are so good about suggesting places. So please keep it coming.
Yep.
And we've taken some suggestions.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you. You're so smart. You're so great. And, it's wonderful to know your homestay or a place that you've been and say, look, you've got to go here. You've got to eat. And food is always included. We love that. Like in Philly, they go do the Philly cheesesteak and,
Oh, yeah.
and in different areas. Well, here's a pizza place that's the oldest building in the town of San Antonio. I mean, it goes on and on and on. So we really, really love that. And we're so excited this year to be going to every state and celebrating that state in every way.
And, we've always done that. You'll remember, gosh, 2 months ago, I remember when we were in New York, we were in Manhattan, and we went to, what was that wonderful bar restaurant we went to?
Francis Tavern.
What is it? Francis Tavern.
Yes, and that's where, and we'll probably go back because, when we say that we're going to do the documentary, we're not going to use old footage. We're going to use the footage that we...
Yeah, the footage that we take.
Yeah. So It's not going to be like, the old stuff. It's like presently during the documentary.
Not going to be canned stuff. But that's the tavern now that we're watching turn. That's
George Washington said goodbye to the Continental troops. And then
but before, it's quite possible that's where the spies had drinks. That's where the loyalists had drinks. That's where the red coats and the blue coats would probably occasionally. Now, I may be making this up, but maybe share a grog. Yeah, while they're there, it was kind of not so much neutral ground, but it's funny when you go through areas, and particularly in this area, you find that a lot of places where both sides kind of met in the middle to certainly not share secrets or not talking about Benedict Arnold, but a lot of neutral ground was taverns.
Yes, and in the show Turn, the miniseries, we cannot recommend that more. It's so good.
Great.
It's so good. But what they point out is that New York City, it was always under British rule. It just was. Doesn't mean that there were not people there, that the Patriots were not there, but they were really all around the city. And now also the British took over Philadelphia. Right. So they were in the city. They were the ones with the money, usually. And
Patriots were in Brooklyn, right?
Patriots were all around. They talk a lot about that's Long Island,
right?
And all the way up here. I mean, even though as Mayor Bob said, this is more frontier. There's
kind of a lot going on during that time.
A lot going on in New York and Pennsylvania and Maryland, and more northeastern for the Revolutionary War. And it's not just Revolutionary War. However, for the 250th birthday, it is. I mean, this is when our country was founded. So we're going to talk a lot about those folks, especially when we're in the Northeast.
Yep.
We're in New York. The next state will be Vermont.
We're going to Vermont, and we're going to Maine.
I'm sure. Then Maine. And then we don't know because we've got to go all the way out to L.A. in the middle of all that.
Gonna sing at the Hollywood Bowl. How about that?
For a Jose Iturbi event, who did a lot of music. And, and of course, since we're celebrating every state's got its own flavor. Well, obviously, in California, Hollywood's big. John has been very active in Hollywood. I have as well. Motion pictures are big. But, motion pictures really started in
Fort Lee, New Jersey.
That's right. And Fort Lee named after a gentleman named Lee.
The other General Lee.
Yes.
But Fort Lee, New Jersey, when you see those wonderful pictures, actually, Tony, if you wouldn't mind, pull up one of those great, I didn't send it to you, but one of those great pictures of, they're shooting silent films and the set is built outside, kind of on a bluff. Actually, it's built on a palisade. And these were the Palisades of Fort Lee, New Jersey. and they shot that way because they didn't have the lights to be able to pump in, so they didn't have roofs on the sets. So people like Buster Keaton, I believe, shot. Buster Keaton might have only appeared in the Max Sennett comedies, but when you see the pictures of old Hollywood, the silent film era, much of those, the oldest photographs, until we get to D.W. Griffith's Intolerance, which was shot at the corner of Hollywood Boulevard and Highland. But those really old pictures of the beginnings of what we now call Hollywood was actually Fort Lee, New Jersey, and begun by Thomas Alva Edison. How about that? So look all that stuff up. His studios, oh gosh, it wasn't just Edison's studio. I can't remember.
We can do this every year. We were talking about, hey, maybe we do pubs in 50 states. Maybe we do the food.
We'll do a 50-state pub crawl. It'll be a 45-minute documentary because the rest of it will just be out.
But people do get excited about the food and drink. I mean, because we can share that, and they're like, "Hey, go to this restaurant if you've not been." We even stopped in Bedford, not for long.
What do you get in Maine? I think it's a banger. I mean, it's Bangor, Maine, but I think they call them bangers. I think it's a kind of a hamburger.
Bangers and mash. No, you're bangers and mash. You know what that is? That's like British. Oh no, that's like Irish.
There's maybe it's a hoagie. Maybe there's a we're going to find out because we're going to go there in a couple of days. But anyway, one of the things that
I mentioned Bedford. I do want to say Bedford was so cute and it was historic as well.
Not Bedford, New York.
That's where
Bedford, Pennsylvania.
That's right. That's where they put down the Whiskey Rebellion. So we're all about that.
Otherwise, it would be tea with Dee Dee and John.
And then there's that, and you have a song. What's your line?
I don't know. Oh, it's time to toss the tea. She's worth it. That's right, brother. I believe when it's time to toss the tea, she's worth it.
And I can't wait to get to Boston, and that's going to be a big Boston too. It's such a beautiful city. There's so much history there too. And I knew this, but I don't think John did. When did it all start? When was the first shot? Now you know.
You're going to have to say
for the Revolutionary War.
Well, it was Lexington and Concord.
That's right.
But I don't know what date the first shot was fired.
No.
And that was a bunch of soldiers on two different sides of an argument, probably drunk. Right?
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Well, but it wasn't. I don't think that was an official battle. I think that was
but it started with
that. It turned into a battle.
Yeah.
But I think it was kind of like, oh yeah, bang. Okay, well, is that the shot heard around the world? No, that's another shot.
That's another shot. And we don't mean this kind of shot. I know that's what you're thinking. But Fort Lee was named, I'm going to make sure, Fort Lee was named after a Revolutionary War, a good guy. And I told John this before.
And that's where Benedict Arnold was incarcerated, and he escaped from the jail in Fort Lee. And I think we're going to find out, I think the jail was actually in the back of a tavern. Taverns had a lot to do with the Revolutionary War.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's when you think about it. You didn't have television, you didn't have radio, everything happened in the tavern. You drink and people play music. And
you had books and cards. Cards.
Yeah.
And I learned yesterday they had taxes on cards because they sold a lot of cards. Anything printed, the Stamp Act had to do with things printed. It wasn't just, I always thought it was just stamps. But apparently it was newspapers, it was periodicals, if they had them then, but it included playing cards. I didn't know that. One of the things I wanted to say that as we're driving around this amazing country of ours, what we realize each and every minute of every mile is it's so beautiful. We live in a
best country in the world,
gorgeous country. Yeah,
it's so vast.
Politics and everything aside, it is gorgeous. I mean, look at here.
That's why the 50 state, us going around, because it's like I think folks thought that we were going to do concerts everywhere. No, that's not what it is.
We're going to do concerts in some of them,
sure. Some we will, but we're going to do whatever we feel is important and is interesting. There's so much; it's so hard to choose. But to glorify and celebrate our country, every state's just amazing. I mean, we don't have enough time to do as much as we'd like. That's why, who knows? Maybe we'll do a show. Maybe we'll do a travel show every year. That would be fun.
But it's to also encourage you
to do the
same. And we don't mean go to all 50 states, although you can.
But learn our history.
If you wish.
There's so much history.
Learn the history about where you are, right where you are. And Gosh, when I went to high school in outside of Atlanta, and it's so history rich in Civil War history. Marietta is amazing, amazing place. Alpharetta, all those places, downtown Atlanta, Conyers, Covington, where we shot Dukes. I mean, it really truly is an amazing place, and you could spend the rest of your life learning about where you live. So we're just touching the surface on a bunch of things, and obviously, it's exciting to us. And we hope it's exciting to you too.
Yeah, because it's the 250th birthday, and we have to celebrate the best country in the world. So we thought this was a great idea, and we're having a ball.
Right. So learn your history, and so that when you hear things told as truth on the news, you can go,
Like,
well, wait a minute. That doesn't sound quite right.
And has this ever happened before? You can bet it has.
Oh, that's the big
bet
lie.
It has.
The big lie we hear on the news almost every day is this is unprecedented. No one has ever done. Oh, come on. Give me a break. You know, and we were just talking about it last night, is that it is amazing to me all of the things that Democrats have done over the last couple of decades that were perfectly okay for them to do, but now that Republicans are doing similar things, it's unprecedented. No one has ever done this. This is an existential threat to democracy. No, it's a necessary threat to Democrats.
We're a republic.
It's what it is. Yeah, we're a constitutional republic.
We're not a democracy. We are a republic.
It's a democracy of convenience. And I don't mean that cavalierly.
When it's convenient for them.
Well, when it's convenient for them, yes. But majority rule is when there is no time to debate it out. When there is no time, the Electoral College is what.
Let's just have a democracy. Of course, that's what they want, because the more Democrats are in cities than anywhere else. So, okay, well, guess who would make all the decisions in our country? New York City,
right? Chicago,
City.
Los
LA,
Angeles, the city,
and you're kind of done,
because these are the most densely populated areas in our country.
Yeah, where of course the way it's set up, and again, I mean, maybe it's not perfect, but it's still the best system in the world. Every state has 2 senators. Yay! Guess what? Rhode Island has the same amount of senators as California. I bet California doesn't like that.
Right, and because San Bernardino County is bigger than Rhode Island.
And they're like, well, that's not fair because of the numbers. No, you need to have representation all over the country.
You know, I came up just with a new word in my mind right now. What they're fighting for, they are saying that common sense is an existential threat to democracy. There's a new word, democracy. So don't confuse the two. All right? We've got to protect our country. And look at what's happening in Washington, Washington, D.C. right now. I would love to know what is happening there today, because yesterday, as we are filming this, President Trump said, this is it. We're the flagship city of our nation. This is where presidents and representatives from the entire world come in. And by God and all that's holy, when they come down Pennsylvania Avenue, they're not going to see broken marble and broken medians. They are not going to see graffiti. We are going to represent. We are the gateway to the United States of America for the most important and powerful people in the world. And we are not going to have tents and homeless shelters, and not even shelters, tent cities. We are not going to do it. And obviously, D.C. is not going to take care of it. It's not going to police itself. So the federal government is coming in. I'm going to exercise my rights as the president of the United States. And we are taking over these things, and we are going to clean this up. And I hope, this is what he said, I hope that Detroit and Chicago and Portland and all of these other cities who are currently in a terrible state of disarray are going to take it. We used to say in the Dukes, take a page out of my book. Hopefully they're going to take a page out of my book, and they are going to do the same in their city. Because Detroit is a beautiful city.
We can't wait to go there. We're talking about maybe Detroit's great.
Kansas City is. I love Detroit.
John loves cars.
I love Detroit.
And the Henry Ford, and I'm a Ford girl.
Well,
So that would be fun if we go there.
Greenfield Village is not just about cars.
Yeah,
they just happen to have some cars.
Yeah, but where's the Ford?
Well, Dearborn, yeah, but the plants and all that, which are
and I
we're
think
building
Ford's the
new
most
ones.
American Ford, in my opinion, just from what I know, is the most American car company. You know what? They didn't take the bailout.
Because they didn't take the bailout. That's true.
And they've been around, a long time. A lot of people think of it as Ford and Chevy. I prefer Ford for that reason.
Wish a Ford and a Chevy still last 10 years like they should. Got people back there. We got folks back there. That doesn't usually happen because back there on the porch in Madison is a 40-foot drop.
True. Where John, and people are still fascinated with John fishing to get his pants off the roof of the neighbors. But he did.
What happened, and in fact, I'm embarrassed to say, I'm not embarrassed to say I did my electrocution suit workout this morning, but when you do that, it sounds odd, you wet the electric pads. And then you put the suit in the shower. It's not quite like that. Not quite like that. But it's wet. And then you work out for 20 minutes and you do sweat in the suit. He didn't have the so it's a long way around
the rooftop that he was getting electrocuted for real.
No,
that was bad. Well, you said it. You got
yes, I did. That's not the point. The point is, I did that this morning. I feel great that I did it. But right over there on the other side of our camera, on a banister,
shorts and the shirt.
Is the shorts and the shirt. So that's how in Madison I put the shorts and the shirt on a chair on the back porch. Yes,
and it blew off.
I am that kind of a guy, and it blew off. Well, now if it blows off, it'll just be in the driveway. But anyway, I'm saying all of that about these amazing cities to applaud the efforts of President Trump in D.C., and I'm quite sure that a lot of things have changed today because he said this is not going to be a long, tedious process. This is going to happen quick.
Well, DC's not that big. And it is a beautiful city, but it's
but it's got the most beautiful market. And somebody had the audacity, and I think they realized it was a stupid question after they asked it. But they said, "Well, why do you know how long this is going to take? How do you?" He said, "It's what I do. It's what I used to do all the time." So if somebody's going to come in and clean up your city architecturally, infrastructure-wise, through your plumbing and your water and your sewage and all that, somebody's going to fix the median on your glorious streets. It'd kind of be a good idea if it was Donald J. Trump. So I'm very excited to see what. Oh, she's wearing the hat. I'm very excited to see what DC is going to look like.
I love this hat. It's so cute. That does not work for you, Gilligan.
The Gilligan? No, it does not. That's not working at all.
It's so cute. It's so summery.
So I'm very excited, and I do hope if you're in one of those other cities, if you're in St. Louis, my God, St. Louis is beautiful. We went and saw the Arch a couple months ago.
But we've not gone up in it. We did everything but because they were full, but we're going to do that.
Well, the good news is that it was full.
Gateway to the west. Right. But they said that also it's not safe at night. They said the same thing about Philly. But during the day, we felt totally safe. No problem.
Well, that's always been an issue. So anyway, I am hoping that wherever you are, I tell you, another city that was cleaned up, it looks beautiful, is El Paso. I was amazed at how beautiful El Paso was.
And very close to the border.
We were there for a Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. So San Antonio is beautiful. But if you're in a city that has been ravaged over the last 4 years, and you'd like to be proud of your city once again, then urge your representatives to take a page out of President Trump's book and implement the same cleanup that's happening in D.C. right now in your city.
COVID had a lot to do with that. Even in Indianapolis, downtown was voted cleanest city for years, over and over again. And then we took a picture.
We were just in Indianapolis. That's true.
Monument. Went on there, go, oh, be careful. And it's just like with Philly, oh, be careful. Well, we are, but you do have to watch it at night. Probably any city, but I think after COVID, it got a little worse everywhere. So just, use common sense. Like Thomas Paine, Thomas Paine.
Oh, Common Sense.
Wrote
Right.
Common Sense and basically galvanized the 13 colonies.
We have
to leave.
16 minutes left.
I've got one more thing.
Would you like to be on a podcast?
Sure.
Pull up a chair.
Before Mayor Bob comes in, remember, this hat is yours. If you're the first person that comes up with the first state that was admitted to the union.
Bob, don't sit down yet. You got to come over here because it's a narrow. It's a narrow. Well, no, sit back down, you. Sit down.
Okay.
There.
Oh.
This is my brother. Oh, you look small back there. He's not small. He's bigger than I am. He's taller than I am. This is the mayor of Stamford, New York.
Yay.
Yay.
The Honorable.
The Honorable.
The Honorable, yes. That's a title I get to keep for the rest of my
forever.
life.
That's right.
Now, some people, Fred used to call you Rob. Somebody used to call you Rob.
A lot of people call me Rob,
Okay.
Especially up here. It seems that in this part of New York State, Rob is short for Robert rather than Bob.
Well, I see.
So everyone at my office calls me Rob, for example.
Well, I bring that's interesting because a dear friend of mine is John Schneider.
Oh.
And every morning he says good morning to Dee Dee and John, and he's always fascinated about where we are. And his brother is Rob Schneider, the actor.
Oh, well, what do you know?
And people used to come up to him, or they'd call his office thinking he was me, and they'd call my office thinking I was him. Yeah. And I think to add insult to injury, it's so funny that my brother's name is Rob as well. You can do it.
Yeah,
you can do it.
I get questions about him every once in a while, too.
Yeah, well, Rob is much shorter than we are.
Yes.
He's a little guy.
Yes. So funny. We just saw Happy Gilmore, too, and it was great. You want to brag about your, this is a podcast, so you want to, don't get yourself in any trouble.
Well, I don't know what I can brag about. I mean,
the village is beautiful.
Well, the pool you just swam in.
Yes.
That's right.
From our municipal pool.
Yeah.
Which was built primarily by yours truly.
Love it.
And,
love it.
So that's nice.
Yeah.
$3 million project for a little town.
Well, Dee Dee just left.
Yeah.
So it's now drinks with Bob and John, Rob and John.
Well, I didn't mean to chase Dee Dee away.
Oh no, she was just on a tear anyway. So it's great. She's going to start giving away hats. One hat every podcast. So
That's nice.
We do the podcast every week, and we have quite a few thousands of people.
People watching.
Yes,
Great.
They're not watching right now.
But once you broadcast.
Yes, right now it's being taped.
Yeah.
So were you going to take us up to what is the place up on?
We're going to go up to the top of Mount Otsayantha, which is one of the tallest peak in the Catskills that you can get to in a car.
Oh, terrific!
There's a road that goes up there, so we'll go up. There's a fire tower there. You're welcome to climb up to the top of it. And there's a bunch of communication towers up there.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
We were talking about that earlier today. Is that where you watch fireworks from?
No. We actually don't do fireworks on the 4th of July here for some reason. They're done later at the end of the month by the fire department.
Well, that's a good idea.
but not up on the mountain, up in a meadow up the road here. So no, there's a park that belongs to the village at the top of the mountain. So that's basically what that's about.
Oh, okay.
There's picnic tables and fire pits. And
I love it.
All that. It's nice.
I was just telling folks that we're going to go see Buntline. It's Ned, right? Ned Buntline.
Ned Buntline. He is a native son from the village of Stamford here, who actually is responsible for the myth of the American West.
Thank you. Please elaborate.
Well, any time you look at any Western movies or any Bonanza television shows, the sheriff and the whole concept of the cowboys and Indians, that was basically invented by Ned Buntline. He wrote what were called dime novels that were sold at
Penny Dreadfuls or
kind of like that.
Yeah.
And he was great friends with Buffalo Bill, and Buffalo Bill put together this Wild West show, and that was conceived by Ned Buntline and Buffalo Bill. And the first incarnation of that was done here at the Stanford Polo Grounds.
I love it. We're going to go see those. Are the Polo Grounds still around?
No, they're not around anymore. Stafford was a very popular summer resort in the latter part of the 19th century, and Ned Buntline being from here, he attracted a lot of fanfare, and
right.
So anytime you look at a Western film or read a Western novel, you have Ned Buntline to thank.
So he was before, we were talking about him earlier, he was before Louis L'Amour.
Well, let's see. He would have.
Because I met Louis L'Amour, so so
he was in the post the years immediately following the Civil War.
Right. Who's got a show that keeps the wild west wild? Who's entertained every man and child? Who keeps shooting?
At least do a toast on the show.
Colonel Buffalo Bill.
I'll be back.
Are you coming back to toast? Yes. Walk gently. It looks like we're it's a problem.
Porch wobbles a little bit. Are we having cocktails?
We are. That's called Drinks with Dee Dee and John.
Oh.
And we talked about a lot of things. One of the things we get into, like you and I talk about, was what's happening out in Pacific Palisades, or what's not. And you said something interesting, because I just want to blast California for it, but you said there was some logical reason why they've not been able to start rebuilding yet. Come over here, baby.
Well, a client of mine, because I'm also a landscape painter.
Amazing. What's your website?
I don't have a website.
I'm not done yet.
No website. What are you, a jack in the box?
Very old fashioned. Anyway, so this family from Cooperstown also had a home in Pacific Palisades. So my painting that was over their fireplace was destroyed in the fire, along with everything else. So I asked her when she was going to be rebuilding her house, and she thought they would be able to start in the spring of 2026. And
2026.
I said, well, it seems like there's a lot of hold up in all of that. And she said that, a great deal of that was due to the amount of contaminated material that's everywhere.
So the material that was there, because it got burned, is now a contaminant? Why wasn't it a contaminant before?
Well, because it's in ash form, you can imagine. Like
I love this.
Like plastics aren't dangerous, but if they're in ash form.
Oh, like when the ping pong ball factory burns up.
And airborne and so forth. It becomes, all of these materials become toxic.
Well, it's funny, when they first were talking about repairing the Gaza Strip.
Wow.
That's all that is. I think you have to wait for the ice to turn to water.
Dee Dee and John, we're serious about it.
I have never in all my life heard my brother take a sip of anything and go, wow. But I was hoping it was because I'm talking about the Gaza Strip. But one of the first things that President Trump said was, well, there has to be a tremendous amount of cleanup first.
Yeah, and he would know. I mean, he's a builder. So that's part of what part of the process out there that is probably going to take time.
You can't go too far.
You just think of a house is full of every kind of material.
Yeah, but are they doing it? I mean, are they out there with skip loaders and
I believe so.
And where are they going to put that contaminated material?
It has to go into an appropriate landfill, I suppose.
Okay. All right.
Like asbestos-laden materials have to go to a special landfill.
Right, but I think they got their federal permits right away, and they had to wait on the. But still,
it's California too. Let's not forget.
Yeah, and there's no, there's as far as I can see, there's really not an excuse for why that happened in the first place. I don't know if I shared this with you, but there's a movie called a documentary called Recipe for Disaster that was done in 1962, right after the Bel Air fires, and it was the same thing. There was no water in the hydrants at the top of the hill. I mean, I realize waterfalls, water has gravity fed, but this was 1962, and all of the things that they said 2 years ago, when has it been 2 years? Almost 2 years since Pacific Palisades went up. They're saying we're unprecedented, but they aren't.
Well, I think that there was lax effort in keeping the brush flow.
Mm-hmm.
And, that kind of brush, even when we were up at Yosemite and then went to see the giant sequoias,
Beautiful, by the way, gorgeous.
The ground there burns on a regular basis, and it doesn't harm the trees.
Right.
There was such an effort to stop fires, and all of that brush undergrowth grew up to such an extent that when it did burn, it did damage these big trees.
Right.
So I think the natural events out there before people had developed all of California or Southern California was that there'd be lightning strikes on a regular basis, and all of that brush would burn, and it never got out of control because it burned on a regular basis.
Right. When I used to garden,
that makes any sense.
Yeah, well, and it also makes for some of that makes for better soil. I used to put ash from the fireplace when I did a lot of gardening. I would put ash in the garden, and I would mix it in with compost, and it was great.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, this is a painting called Twilight Storm.
There it is.
From the Honorable Rob Schneider.
Yes.
And you just had a show, right? You had a show.
Yes,
I'm going to show this again. I love this so much. Bob is so talented, Mayor Bob. Look, I'm going to go a little closer.
Okay, there. All right.
So pretty. Right. I love it.
I like the plug.
Is that the Hudson Valley?
This I don't know. Let me see it.
Yeah, he's looking at the back of it. Unfair.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe.
I love the colors.
It's just a sketch. You can see I let the background show through a little bit. It's a study done very spontaneously.
So we bought this last year. We bought this
creatively.
We bought this last year. Bob had a show here. I was in town, right? I was in another town. I was in town.
It was right downtown.
So we couldn't really take it off the wall. We wanted to.
Here, don't
we bought it.
Just lean it here.
Anyway,
it'll be okay. I promise.
So we're excited to be able to take it home with us. And guess where we're putting it, honey? You know.
Oh, that spot.
Yeah.
Perfect. We have a perfect spot. They're very good. Perfect spots.
We're trying to figure out where we're going to put, because we love our porch. We love it like this, and we go there a lot. But there's like an empty wall. It's like about like that. Perfect size. And
the wall is actually, I just measured it. It's 25 inches across. So that's it.
What we'll put it.
And we've got to put up a Susie painting too, because Bob's wife Susie paints portrait. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful.
Best hostess in the world. And again, I'm going to show you the hat I'm giving her. It's so pretty.
We have a couple of those paintings on the loan. Actually, I have one that I bought 40 years ago. Dick's painting of the Wild West. Hello.
Oh, nice.
It was painted in Bedford Village, New York, and it's the Wild West. And I have some beautiful paintings of yours, and paintings of the children.
Hopefully you have those sequestered.
Well, we're working on that.
We've got a little wild west in our life right now, but we'll do our best.
We have people who have no knowledge of art and what its value is, and also no honor. I'll just say that, no honor and no understanding of ownership either. So we're going to deal with that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole because I hate that rabbit. 57 minutes. We got 2.5 minutes left. Anything you want to? Do you have a UPS store here?
We had a FedEx drop off.
Oh, okay.
At the drugstore.
All right, we've got a bunch of Dukes of Hazzard. This one bought a whole bunch in the back.
That fellow that just left was a race car driver. And he asked me about you. Everybody knows about I'm related to you. I never tell anybody. They just know.
They figure it out. They figured it out.
So, and I said, well, he's sitting right there on the porch.
Well, he could have been on the podcast too.
Well, I know we mentioned the paintings, and you don't have a website, but if they really wanted you to paint something, they could go to Facebook, right?
Yes, I do.
Village Hall.
It's Robert Schneider Fine Art.
Oh, good.
Or maybe Robert J. Schneider Fine Art on Facebook, and I think I have a Facebook marketplace thing or store.
Oh, there you go.
Something.
Right.
So yeah, you can find me there.
You could sell a lot of paintings on that.
You really could.
Yeah,
it's the number one way people sell anything today
on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm sadly far behind the.
Well, it's because you're busy running the town.
The techno curve. I just updated it a couple of days ago with some images of things.
But don't be surprised if you get requests now after they
Robert J. Schneider Fine Art
on Facebook. Yes.
On Facebook.
And I believe...
Tony, would you mind looking that up and just putting up a picture of what that looks like? So now you're going to have don't even want
And
to
I think
it.
it's a store, I think.
Okay.
It might be a store.
It might be.
It might be. But look at it. And so if someone buys something, you're going to have to look at it now. You're going to have to start looking at it. Sorry.
I will start looking at it. That's my New Year's resolution.
We're coming to the end here. We're 44 seconds. Hey, we're so glad. Thank you, Brother Bob.
My pleasure.
Glad that you're here. Thank you for hosting us. We had a wonderful meal last night. Susie did an amazing job.
Oh, she's the best host.
And you got to look up Susie. Susan Getz. Does she have a
Susie Schneider?
No, her art is Getz.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Find her if you Google her.
Yeah, Goetz.
Yes.
We hope you had fun. We had a lot of time. We fixed all the problems in the world. And we encourage you to look at this great country of ours, learn about where you live, and you'd be surprised. You probably live in a much better place, a greater place, more historically rich place than you think. This has been Drinks with Dee Dee.
And John.
And Bob.
Bob.
We love you.
See you next
Take
time.
care. Bye.
Bye.